need to start this review with a bit of an apology. You see, in our review of the new Polo GTI with the DSG gearbox, I said that the manual would probably be stronger than the DSG version. That's because the manual has 70 extra Newton meters. VW said otherwise. They said that it was going to be no faster than the DSG. Turns out I was wrong. But here's why. The reason for this is because with the manual GTI, as soon as you depress the clutch, it opens up the wastegate on the turbo. Now this dumps all your boost, and it means that in the next gear you need to spool the turbos up again to build up that positive boost pressure to keep it on the boil, to get it going again. This doesn't happen with the DSG. Because of the dual clutches changing virtually instantaneously, they can leave it in boost with no threat of damaging the motor. Now that makes the manual GTI slower through the gears, but it does make it quicker in gear, thanks to that 70 extra Newton meters. The manual GTI offers you 141 kilowatts, 320 Newton meters of torque from its 1.8 litre turbocharged motor. Now this is of course where all that confusion came in, thinking that that extra torque was going to in fact make it stronger, but it doesn't matter how fast you change gears, you're not going to match the speed of the changes from a DSG gearbox. Sadly, the manual does make it a little more of a chore to drive. So when you're sitting in traffic, you do sit there at times wishing that you had a DSG, odd as that sounds. The DSG is nice for rocketing off the line and screaming through the gears. But if you're wanting that engaging driving experience, if you want to feel a part of the car, then yes, then you have to go with the manual. It is definitely, for the driving enthusiast, the manual option. And it's a pretty good gearbox too. Nothing has really changed between the two models in terms of interior either. You're still going to get the same GTI steering wheel with its red stitching, the gaiter around the gear lever, which is actually very nice on the 6-speed gearbox, has also got the red stitching, as does the handbrake. You don't have it on the seats, but you are running a half Alcantara, half leather option on the seats. The rest, standard fare for VW, of course with their clever little infotainment system here. That senses your controls as you wave your hand in front of it. Visually, there's really no difference between the DSG and the manual. You're still going to get your Parabolica wheels, but it's the options list that starts to really tickle you. You see, the manual's considerably cheaper. Instead of 334,000 Rand, that's what the DSG costs, you're paying 318,000 Rand for the manual. Now, you may think that that's a massive saving, but then you've got to factor in that you've got 12,100 Rand for the LED headlights. You've got 9,500 Rand for the panoramic sunroof, and climate control, a part that we lamented in the DSG review, is an optional extra at 3,650 Rand. So that starts to add up. So if you've been doing a little mental arithmetic with me here, you'll know that the manual Polo GTI is now closer to 350,000 Rand in a decent spec level. It does make it a bit of a pricey option. But if you are an enthusiast, you can warrant that money, because that's what this is. This is the enthusiast option. Some days you're going to wish you had the DSG. Other times, you'll be glad you've got the manual.